go.
So thank you all for coming, and we are going to be starting a student research publication at SBU. It's something really exciting that some schools are starting to do, and obviously something that I don't think SBU's ever done. So it's all kind of brand new to all of us, and right now at this stage of the game, we just want to see if it's going to work. We want to see if people are interested. We want to see if you, the students, are interested in helping out with it. So for this whole year, we really are going to be in a test phase. So I just want to go over sort of a basic vision for what we want to accomplish and how we want to accomplish it with you guys today. So what we are doing is creating a journal that showcases student research publication or student scholarship. We want to make this research and scholarship that students conduct something, that they can be proud of. I mean, obviously, it's not going to be like some cool hip thing that they're necessarily going to put on their Facebook and tell everyone about, but it's something that they can be proud of, and it's an accomplishment for them. And we want to make the university really highlight scholarship, because I mean, SBU is great, and it's great to have a Christian environment, and it's great to train people spiritually, but at the heart, we're a liberal arts institution, and research and scholarship is at the core of what we do, and we want to really just highlight that and make it something that students get excited about. So also, we want to create a student-led publishing team. So this is something that you, the students, will be organizing and running for the sake of other students. So this is kind of something I want you guys to be able to take ownership of. The goals that we have are, first of all, to promote scholarship at SBU, like I've kind of mentioned. We want students to be proud of what they've done, and we want other students to be able to look at that and say, hey, I wish I could do something like that. Maybe I'll try harder on my next paper so I can get in this awesome publication. We want the students who get published to have something that they can put on their resume. Like if they apply to grad school, it looks really awesome if you can say that you have actually published in a peer-reviewed, professional level journal. And it makes them feel good, it makes them have confidence in themselves and think that they can go on with their academic career and succeed. So we really want that. And for you students who are part of the publishing team, we want you all to have experience with the editing and publishing process. And this is a really, really great thing for you to be able to put on your resumes. If you, I think we have someone else here. Anyway, like I was saying, this is something that would look really, really great for you all to have on your resumes. If you ever want to, work in some kind of organization that publishes, books, or work for a newspaper, or if you want to work for a magazine or a scholarly journal or anything like that. And also just in general, employers really like to know that you are able to cooperate and work as part of a team. And if you guys are a part of this group, you're definitely going to be working in a collaborative environment. So you'll get all those kind of skills. And you'll really come to know more about scholarly communication and the publishing process, what it all means, how all the pieces work together. So you'll get sort of a holistic view of how the academic process works. So I want to talk about what exactly we want to make here. And if you guys have questions, feel free to stop at any time and raise your hand and just interrupt me. So we want to create, first of all, a collection of research papers. And this year, as our test, we're sort of going to be working with the honors program's capstone papers. That's sort of a captive, small group of papers that we can work with pretty easily. And they're all sort of collected for us, and it'll sort of be the easiest case for us to work with. And this is going to be a peer-reviewed publication, and what that means is that respected scholars are reviewing and saying, I approve that this is high-quality research, and it should be respected by other scholars. It's sort of like a stamp of approval. That's what peer review means. And the reviewers who are going to be helping us with this are going to be the SBU profs, since they're our local experts on all the subjects that we're going to be reviewing in this journal. This is going to be a periodical. It's a journal, just like a magazine or a newspaper. It's published on a recurring basis. We are hoping that we can crank out one of these per semester, ideally. You know, maybe in the beginning that doesn't happen, but we would like, for each journal that we end up publishing, we would like to have one issue per semester. And like I said, how that's going to hopefully look this year is us publishing one issue of a collection of capstone papers. And also it's going to be an e-journal, which means that it's totally online format. It's going to be free to public. Anyone can find it, and they'll be able to find it on Google. Like if they search on Google Scholar, other students, you know, will actually be able to find their research and cite it. And you know, that's just something that's really cool for the students who are writing this stuff. They can feel like what they're doing is really out there and, you know, getting attention. We're going to talk about the process of how we actually make this journal happen. First of all, it's very team-based, and everybody plays sort of a role, is, you know, part of the machine that's going to be putting this together. There are four main roles that the students are going to be taking on. The first one is the reviewer role, and the reviewers basically are going to accept papers from students, and they're going to talk with the SBU faculty in setting up standards for, you know, what counts as a good paper and what is bad. They're going to be ones that put the stamp of approval on there and say, yes, you're accepted, or no, you're rejected. And then the reviewers pass that along to the next role, which is the copy editors. And they're the ones who do, you know, what you might think of when you think of proofreading, like fixing mechanics. They'll also be checking to make sure citations and footnotes comply with MLA or APA or whatever type of style we decide is necessary for the type of paper we're working with. The next role is production editor, and these are the people who make it look all nice for us, so someone can sit down and read our journal and think that, you know, this is a professional, high-quality publication. This isn't something that a bunch of nobodies, you know, in Bob's journal shop slapped together in someone's garage. So then the last two things, the editor-in-chief kind of just oversees the whole process and makes sure everybody is working together and cooperating, staying on schedule and everything like that. And the journal manager is just going to be a faculty person who sort of recruits the team and keeps everybody on the same page and helps like set course for the direction of the journal. So does anyone have any questions about any of those roles, or you know, what the expectations for any of those roles is going to be? I know, so Nike, you are a copy editor, right? Mm-hmm. And Lauren, you're a production editor. Mm-hmm. And what's your name?
Rachel.
Okay, Rachel. And you, and you're also a copy editor, right? Or were you a reviewer?
I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean?
When you volunteered, did you mention what role you wanted?
Copy editor, yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. So, does that description of those roles that you guys are hopefully going to be doing make sense to you guys? Does it sound unreasonable or anything like that? Okay, good. So I'm going to go over the organization for how, you know, this is going to be set up. A lot of you guys said you wanted to know what kind of a time commitment this is going to be, how often we'd be meeting, and all that kind of stuff. What I envision is short meetings, not even very frequently. We would all really need to get together maybe once a month. If there's a certain time in the semester where, you know, we're obviously all crunched and having a hard time meeting deadlines, maybe we'll have to meet, you know, twice a month or 3 times a month. But really, I don't foresee meetings being very frequent. Most of the actual work will be on your own time, so you can do this kind of stuff from your dorm. You can do it really wherever you want. I foresee each paper that you work on taking maybe 1 or 2 hours tops, and as you get more experience working through this, it'll probably end up being faster than that. Like I mentioned, I think in an earlier slide, I hope this year to publish 10 papers at the most. So, you know, at the max, you'd probably be spending, I don't know, 10 or 20 hours the whole semester, or this whole year, working on this with us. So, you know, compared to a lot of other commitments, it's probably not terribly, you know, big of a time commitment. And like I said earlier, we want to create 1 issue per semester. And So the timeline for how this is going to work this year, this semester is really just going to be training you guys, helping you all learn the ropes. I want you all to see the big picture and how what you're doing fits into it. And we're going to try to publish a practice batch of 4 or 5 past papers that people have already sent through the Honors Capstone program. And we probably won't even actually publish these live, but we'll just walk through the process and everybody can practice their job and just figure out how it works. And no one will be the editor-in-chief at the beginning, just because no one really sees how it all fits together very well yet. So us in the library will sort of be filling in that position, that capacity for you. In the spring semester, we are hoping to test the waters and actually publish our first issue of this publication. And we're hoping to put 5 to 10 papers into an issue of this e-journal. It's going to be capstone honors papers, like I mentioned before. And then after we get that published, we're going to step back and review how it went. We're going to, think about what problems we encountered, what was a success, what was a failure, and if this is even something we want to keep doing in the future. And at that point, we'll decide, how we want to tackle this going on. And then that just leads to the future where things are pretty open. One of the things I want to see for sure in the future is that students take over the editor-in-chief role and really do all the planning. You guys set the schedule for yourselves. You decide how often it's necessary to meet. I want us to hopefully look for new opportunities to publish new types of journals. For instance, I know there have been a few groups on campus of faculty who already said, wow, it would be great if my department could have their own journal. Like the graduate programs, a lot of them, the graduate students write a lot of really intense research, and the faculty in those programs think it would be awesome if their program could have a journal. So, it could be possible that in the future, we have 3 or 4 journals. We have our honors capstone journal, and then we could have, a grad ed journal. We could have a physical therapy journal. We could have, I don't know, some kind of English journal. I mean, the possibilities are just really just limited to whatever you guys feel like you're up to doing. I think it'd be awesome if we could become an official student organization, and I don't think that'd be very difficult for us to do. And something else that we thought of as a possibility is having this actually be your guys' work study job. And we've also even thrown around the possibility of getting credit hours for doing this, being part of this team. So this is really something that could be a benefit to you guys, while you're here at SBU too. So that basically is the gist of what I wanted to go over today, with just throwing the vision out there for what we want to accomplish. What we're going to be doing next is we're going to be meeting hopefully on Wednesday to go over some specific training for the individual roles. So the people who are reviewers, which is none of you who are in the room right now, will be here Wednesday, 4 o'clock with Bethany and I, and we are going to be going over the review process. And the 2 of you who are copy editors are going to be meeting with Todd Zucani, and he's out of town right now, and I haven't got to finalize a time and place for where to meet with him, but I'll send you that info probably tomorrow, and we'll get that set up right away. And those of you who are production editors will be meeting with Dr. Kilpatrick, and I guess, did you all decide it's going to be Wednesday, hopefully, around 3?
At 3, yep.
Okay. And again, we'll send out some information to finalize all that as well. So hopefully, we can get all that hammered out, and then next week on Monday, we'll be meeting at the same place, and we'll probably actually go over to the computer lab in the library, and we're going to use the e-journal platform, which is called OJS. It stands for Open Journal System, and we'll actually go through what it looks like when you submit a paper, and then the next person picks it up and does their job, and then they put it back in, and the next person does their job, and actually walk through the whole process until you have your final piece actually in there where someone can read it on the internet. So that's sort of what we are hoping to accomplish in the next few weeks, and then for the rest of the semester, you guys kind of just practice on your own time until you feel like you're comfortable. And then next semester, we're going to hopefully hit the floor with you know, running and everything, and take some submissions from our honor students and try to just work through the process. So any questions you guys have about that process, or about you know, what your role would entail, what we're hoping to accomplish in general with this? Bethany, did you want to say anything that I didn't hit on?
No, I think you pretty much covered it, Josh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I will go ahead and stop recording then.
All right.